Hey, my YouTube friends, I hope you are having a fantastic Monday. So, I hope to inspire faith, create love, and faith. So, with that said, let's get started. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button below. And with that said, let's get started. So, on the last video I created was about talking about kind of searching, like putting your vision board on what you want. Okay, so your vision board, what is exactly your vision board? So that said, we're going to talk about the letters. So writing yourself letters of goals, setting your goals and how you want those to go in order. So I remember our pastor used to tell us, hey, write these letters and blah blah blah, and start writing them down. And so for me, when I read the book, The Secret, it was like, it's like, that makes sense. And I always talk about how Joyce Myers always talks about this, and how if you speak life into the world, so for instance, take out can't, cuss words, it's the way you speak and hold yourself. If you need to stand in the mirror and tell yourself, I am strong, I am courageous, I am bold until you're beautiful, then do that. You know, they say fake it till you make it. And technically that is true. You know, like in Mark 7:7, and it says, ask and you shall receive. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and doors will open. Which is basically what God is asking you to do, is to keep seeking for his love and keep seeking for whatever it is you're seeking. Now, if you're too busy focusing on what everybody else around you is telling you, then you're wasting your own time. There's times when people will always talk. People are going to put you down. People are going to always say, don't do that again. Or sometimes we as Christian followers, God, like, we'll be praying and we'll be like, okay, God, is that what you really want me to do? And you feel like, oh my God, like, you want to be obedient to his word. You want to be obedient to his whatever it is that he's telling you to do. And sometimes you're like so afraid and so timid not to do it. And at first, that's how I was with my Facebook channel. It's like, okay, do I really want to do this? Because at first I started doing this for my son. Because he's shy. He's like, I want to create a YouTube channel. And then all of a sudden he was like, nah. And I was like, okay. But then that idea kept coming to my head and it would leave. And then this is where I got hope, love, and faith and inspire, because that's technically what I want to do, is create hope, love, faith, and inspire people to become a better version of themselves. And whether it be through believing God or not, it's just creating a better you. And hopefully you find your identity. And if you become a faith Christ follower, yay, we won some points. But the whole point is for you to become a better version of you. And there's many different ways you could do that. Is by eliminating negative things out of your life. So for instance, a few years ago, I lived in a negative place. There was drugs, alcohol, you name it, everything. Even though I was per se the victim, I was still much a part of that world. I felt like Satan was just trapped, keeping me trapped in there, and I just wanted to. It was hard for me to figure out a way out. And I would preach and read the Bible, and sometimes some people would leave. They're like, nah, she's too radical, too biblical, or too crazy. And sometimes some people would sit and preach it right back to me. And I'm just like, okay, like, why do you choose to live this lifestyle? And I feel like half of the times, like, as I see my friends like talk about stuff on Facebook, or I see my own coworkers, or just see my own family members, is we tend to focus on how other people see us instead of how we're supposed to be. Okay, I know there's times where I've been told how I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to act and how I'm supposed to be this person, and that is who I am. And I'm just like, no, that is not who I am. So you gotta create that. And that's why I say create a vision board of what you want or of who you want to be. So for instance, I want to hope, create love, and inspire people. And that's why I created this YouTube channel, to create hope, love, and inspire. So if you're new to my channel, thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed to my channel. You guys are amazing. So when I created that vision board, it was for me to see every single day of me. And one of my friends is like, well, why do you have somebody giving you money? It's because it's not about me being wealthy. It's about showing me how I can be financially free, how I visualize myself doing everything right that I need to do in order to create my financial wealth, which is, practicing good habits of spending, knowing, you know, what I can afford and what I can't afford, teaching myself different techniques so that because a lot of times we create our own environment, we create our own sorrows and stuff, and we need to push ourselves out of there, okay? And sometimes we can't blame nobody else but ourselves. And it's like we gotta put some sanitization into our lives and just wipe it clean and start fresh. So it's a great way to start. And there is no better way than to start writing it down and taking those notes and just going one by one. And then just saying, I am grateful for what, because, and then just start just going little by little, taking it step at a time, or just meditating in that word that you want to see yourself. So for instance, it's meditation. It's another huge thing. At first I was like, how do I meditate, or how do I even consider meditation? Do I even know what I'm doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like, how do I do this? How do I create a better me? So I had to start eliminating things that weren't great in my life, that were blocking me. I had to start putting positive words back into my life and saying, you're this, you're strong, you're courageous, you're beautiful, and then just start visualizing myself in those, bringing joy back into my life. So for instance, when I'm feeling down, I either listen to a good music that would uplift me, or I watch something funny and I focus on things that are gonna change my mood and stop focusing on things that are not even worth my time. Stop letting other people define you. So if someone, for instance, says, ugh, like, that was stupid, don't let them tell you that that's what you are. You are who you are, and know who you are. And stand and walk tall and let those things guide you in that direction. For instance, people used to criticize me because I'm a Christian, and they were like, even in high school when I wasn't for sure what kind of Christian I wanted to be, because I was always like, my mom was like, oh, we gotta go to church and blah blah blah, but it wasn't necessarily a church. It was more like a Catholic church, and to me, don't get me wrong, if you're Catholic, that's amazing. But it was difficult for me to go to church because it was boring for me. I didn't find the peace and joy that I needed to find. I didn't find my home, my place, and I was feeling always frustrated and lost and angry because, first of all, sometimes the pastor would speak in Latin. Second of all, I was always having to hear crying babies in the background, or mothers yelling at their kids like, don't do this, don't do that. And it was just like a large crowd. And it's like, and technically, if you're like my family, we only went to church on baptisms, quinceañeras, and weddings. So it's like, yeah, no. So every time my mom would be like, hey, we're going to church, I'm like, who's getting married? Or is there a quince? And she would just laugh. She's like, no, we have to start going to church. So that's when my dad was like, well, how about we try this church? It's called blah, 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 and it's a Christian church. And I was like, yeah. And it just was from there. I was like, yeah. And people are going to criticize you all the time. They're going to make fun of you because you're this way. And it's not your job to listen to them. It's your job to ignore it. But pray about it. So, like right now, my friend, she's going through some trouble. She said on her Facebook page that sometimes God calls you out to do things, and you get embarrassed because you end up doing something that God called you out to do. And so you're trying to be obedient to his word, right? You're trying to be obedient to the way that you were meant to be. And then all of a sudden you're like, people look at you like, why did you do that? Like, I wouldn't do that. That's stupid. Like, you should have never done that. And then your joy gets stolen from you. That happiness that, sorry, that you were feeling is no longer there. You're just like, God, why did you tell me to do this? That's what, there's always going to be that in between because this world belongs to evil power. That's what my grandpa used to say. And whenever you focus on the negative stuff, like Joyce Meyer says, and you don't speak life into your life, that's what you're going to create. It's more of that. So you're going to have a peace of mind. So create like a cup, or like I call this my sanitation, and this is what I use, is I put words in my little bottle that are going to fulfill myself with, like, I tell myself every day, 3 compliments that I've done right. I always wake up with morning prayer, thanking God and thanking God for allowing me to wake up another day. And then I give 3 people 3 compliments that are real meaningful. I'm not going to just make up a compliment and be like, that's a lie. Be like, ooh, you look good when she doesn't look good. I'm being genuinely honest. And then I write down something that inspired me today. Oh, today I blah, blah, blah. And and then I'll read, like a verse, like a page of my Bible, because sometimes reading the scripture can help me get more clarity of what it is that I'm wanting, especially when I'm meditating. So when you're meditating, it's not so much about, it's about closing your eyes. They do say learning how to breathe, breathing in and out, inhaling in, breathing out through your nose, but also explains that you should have a conversation, just like how I'm talking to you is how you should meditate and ask what you want. Be specific, because sometimes we gotta be careful on what we ask for, and that's what I talked about in the last video. Is about being specific and being careful of what we ask for. So this is why I wanted to create this video, was because I want to inspire people to know that you can become something better, or find your identity, or what is your identity, and stop focusing on things that are not important. People are always gonna talk, and they're always gonna try to steal your joy, and they're always gonna try to steal your thunder, I should say, or tell you, no, you shouldn't do that, or no, you're not allowed to do that. Or even like for young girls, I feel like we live in a society where beauty is no longer about beauty. It's about fake beauty. And what I mean by that is, now you have to have the foundation, the primer, the concealer, the contouring. It's so much makeup all over your face. You no longer see the true beauty of your own skin and the fake eyelashes. And I'm not saying that's wrong or anything like that. No, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying that that's not true beauty. And we always focus and tend to see that supermodel look, or that, in order for you to look beautiful nowadays, they say, oh, you gotta look supermodel thin. And that's not the case. You are beautiful within your own skin, and you have to tell yourself that every day. You got to start putting words into yourself and say, I am courageous, I am strong, I am beautiful. Almost like adding it and sanitizing the things that you want out. So with that said, I hope you guys like my tutorials. If you guys want to see more videos like this, comment below, let me know. I hope you guys are having a great night. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this. And thank you to everybody who subscribed. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And love you guys. Bye.